Lionel has a fierce competitor based in Maryland, and we happen to have two leading lights from that fierce competitor here today. And here comes the Senior Vice President of Marketing, Andy Edelman, which I'm sure will be filled with benign comments, I just know.
Did you say Senior Vice President? So I got a promotion then.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. No, he failed to mention that. Anyway, appreciate the warm welcome, and it's good to be back out here. The weather is quite nice, which will make it difficult to go back inside. But that's the way it goes. A little bit of news. First of all, can we all just start singing Kumbaya? Yeah, it's a good thing. I think, as most of you know, there's a Lionel sign in our booth. And it's Lionel Corporation tinplate. I've only had one person come up and want to know why there's a Lionel sign in our booth. And I told the guy, well, we were selling part of the booth space out and they took it. So he believed that, but I chased him back down and explained the whole thing to him. And for those of you who don't know, we've signed a licensing arrangement with Lionel to brand our Lionel products, our tinplate products, with the Lionel nameplates and so forth. And there'll be special packaging and whatnot that reflect that. And a lot of folks didn't know how that deal came about. They thought it might have been part of our lawsuit resolution, and that's not the case. What really happened was Mike Wolf and Jerry Calabrese recognized that there's some value in putting this relationship together. It was how the deal had to be structured that was the sticking point. So they went into a room and they played rock, paper, scissors for about 20 minutes. It took about 10 rounds, but finally Mike won out. And Jerry agreed to let the deal go in place. So now it works for both companies. It's a relationship very similar to a license deal that we have with Harley Davidson and Caterpillar and John Deere and all the rest of the license things that you see. So Lionel earns a small slice of the revenue, and we hopefully will sell more trains because of the Lionel plates. A lot of folks didn't buy our tinplate because they didn't say Lionel on it. We are hearing from you folks now that you're going to be buying it. So that's great. We appreciate it. The other thing that we're hearing is people going, well, have you killed Tinplate Traditions, which is the brand that we use to market the tinplate line up to this point in time? Regrettably, the answer is no. I say regrettably because now I think we have 8 product lines. And that's a lot of work. But you will continue to see some Tinplate Traditions packaging and products, especially those associated with the Ives and the door fan trains that we've reproduced over the years. We'll continue to offer our Tinplate Traditions Club options for folks who are joining the MTH Railroaders Club. So that's really the big news for us. We hammered that deal out this winter, and things are rolling along. In the booth is our Brute. For those of you who don't know what a Brute is, when you pick that sucker up, be careful when you put it on the track, because your fingers can become pinched between the pilot and the rails. And I was stuck there for 20 minutes before somebody finally came and extracted my fingers beneath that train. It's not that bad, but it's a magnificent model, and there is one on display. It is not running. It will run, but it doesn't run where we have it because we don't have enough room. But there's a video on the Lionel Corporation website that shows that in action. Speaking of videos, I really regret to inform you guys that we had a tragic thing happen on Wednesday. Those of you who came to the OGR tour of the MTH facility may have gotten to see the video star that we've got, and she's become a star. Regrettably, she doesn't like it, and she tendered her resignation Wednesday afternoon. Well, come to find out, the reason she tendered her resignation was because during the tour, she was being accosted by 2 individuals who followed her around, sought her out, and so forth. And I was fortunate that we have the premises under video surveillance, and I was able to go back and check the video, and I've identified the culprits. And I've managed to plead and beg and con Taylor into coming back to work. And Ed Boyle and Alan Miller will be paying her $100 each. Thank you very much. I'm out of content, unfortunately, but I'd like to bring Dave Kriebel up, who is the VP. Dave is not a senior VP, by the way. The VP of R&D out of our Michigan office. And Dave is responsible for the development of Protosound 2 and DCS, and undoubtedly he'll have some fascinating tidbits to share with you folks.
We have levels, you know, why not? Chris, I wanted to let you know that, you know, the whole Love Shack thing, if you need sounds for that thing, don't call us. I don't want to do that. It does seem like kind of a love fest out here today, so I'm compelled to say a heartfelt thanks to all of you folks, and if I haven't said this in this forum before, I should have, shame on me. You folks, honestly, are, you know, the reason DCS is what it is. We simply could not have developed the system to the levels it is today without the support and the conversations, the discussions, you know, basically the field trials that you guys put this system through, and then problems you solved for us, thanks, you know, allowed me to golf more, things like that. But we really do appreciate it, so thanks a lot, and OGR for hosting the forum, and of course the advertisers. Steve really is Bernison, isn't he? He's very Bernison. And Barry, in particular, the book, you know, we're glad to see, where Barry's concerned, that bumbles do bounce. And we're glad you're back on your feet, Barry. So, all right, I see my joke's going up like a lead balloon. All right, so we'll go this way. Mike, if you need, Reagan, if you need tickets to the tent, you guys run out. We got them. And the reason, see, they like that better. See, okay, good, I'll follow this track. The reason we've got the tickets is because a year or so ago we had a vision. And we brought trains to York that had smoking whistles and swinging bells, and we're just glad to see that someone's going to bring that vision to you folks. Maybe not before us, but at least it's coming. Good. So the folks of you that were on the tour and the DCS users group the other night, I'm going to apologize in advance for the repetition, but there's just a couple things we want to cover. We've been saying about how development and these other categories of the scales, HO and 1 gauge, benefit. Well, we're on the downhill slide. The SD70, the HO SD70 ACEs are nearly ready to ship, and so there are prototype O gauge boards with that platform, that system in them running. And a few quick things that brings you, and again, apologize for the repetition for the guys that heard this, the all LED lighting, so reduced power, reduced heat, higher reliability, better control for us. We can do amazing things with the lights. There's the operating HO coupler, which is a first and innovative thing I think we've done. It was seriously difficult, but it's easy to scale that up now to an O-scale coupler. So an O-scale coupler that is operating, that you can release on the fly, is a good thing. The sounds, that little HO SD70, you can't hear them here, but we've done some phenomenal things with the sound, and the platform allows us to put tremendously higher quality sounds in the player, as well as the player is tremendously better. So those are all things coming to O gauge that came from HO that we're pleased to bring you folks. I think that's about it for me, unless you folks have some questions you'd like to throw at us. Andy or I, go ahead. All right, let's go. Okay. Yes, let's eat.